Hey there guys, this is Robin Hood, and today I am bringing you the first of the battles from my Napoleon Total War April tournament. This one's between Proteus Valerius and TaxL on the Italian Grasslands map. And I restricted this tournament. I made it very small. It is 8-person tournament, and there is a loser's bracket, my bad, so there is double elimination. So whoever loses this match, you will see at least once more, potentially all the way up to the finals if they fight their way back. But anyways, we are looking at Proteus Valerius's army here, and he is playing as Spain. Okay, so up front he's got some Fusilier. He's got 3 of them here, followed by another 2, and so it looks like he's got 6 total, and then 2 Walloon guards on his right flank. He has brought a historic general, Francisco Castonos. I am not good at pronouncing anything not English. That is definitely my weak suit, so please forgive me if I butcher any of these names. But then for cavalry, he's got, looks like 3 units of hussars here. And then, like I said, he's got these guerrilla units. So he's got a cavalry unit in here. No idea how to pronounce this, but the advantage of these guerrilla units is that this is actually where he deployed them. And he's got Tiradores de Cantabria here. They're a light infantry unit. Back here, looks like a line infantry type unit. And another light infantry, another cavalry, another hussars there, and a lancers. And that is his deployment, and he looks like he expected Britain to deploy over here, which is where the bulk of their deployment is, TaxL. But as you can see, all that was there is 2 King's German Legion Light Dragoons. And they are going to immediately start charging towards these heavily upgraded guerrilla units. And looks like they are going to get into square and get countered by this hussars unit. And having the square right there is going to make this a bad engagement for the King's German Legion Dragoons. Really what he should have done is tried to get them back over with the rest of his army where they can be helpful, or kept them hidden in the woods. But at the moment, they are getting beaten badly, and now they are surrounded, and these mounted rifles are going to be taking them down from the back. So that is going to be the end of those units very early on. Over here, on the far left of the map, is the British deployment, or where they chose to deploy. They are moving over so that they have this ridge kind of at their right flank, and TaxL's got 5 units of rifles up front here, so this is an interesting map to bring a lot of rifles on. I normally only bring 4, and that's usually because in public games you can generally expect you get mixed things, but a lot of people just kind of sit right where they deploy. So normally, you know, you can bring some lights and capture these hills and then fire at them. But if they rush, with the way these hills are set up, lights are not all that useful. Now, he seems to be wanting to sit defensively here. So he is going to be firing uphill. He is surrendering this hill here, but that is why he has these lights, and I believe he is going to deploy stakes at some point to prevent a cavalry charge from the front. Now, in true British fashion, they've got a lot of line infantry here. There's Fencibles, a militia type unit, King's German Legion Foot, 2 of them, a 88th Foot unit, 2 foot guards on his left, and then a Coldstream guard marching over right here. And there those guys go. So, other than that, he's got 2 Dragoon units, and then of course his general, which is a standard general staff. And that is it for the British Army. So looking up above, you can see way back here they've still got that King's German Legion Dragoons, but I believe he has forgotten about them. We'll see if they even come back. but from an overhead you can see Spain is very, very spread out. But Britain is not making any advances, so they're not moving to try to catch any of these sections of the Spanish army while they are spread out like this, and it looks like he's going to be content to sit here in a defensive position. He's bending back his left flank, and there you can see those rifles. I believe if we go in on them now, you will see they are planting stakes. So he is clearly here to stay, and Spain is going to have to march over. So the Spanish have pushed up some. Their units that were back there have now pushed up, and we've got the first shots being fired in the main engagement over here by the British rifles. They are firing, though they are firing into the woods. They've only scored one hit on this light infantry unit so far, and these guys are going to set up in the woods. Now, these rifles are a better unit, but of course they also would benefit from being, they have a much larger range than these light infantry. So like a unit like this, light infantry would have been better for this strategy, because he's kind of restricted his range with this hill here. These units are not going to do as well in a straight-up fight with light infantry when they don't have the ability to skirmish from far back. They'll still do decently because they are a very good unit, but they would have been better used making more use of that range. And of course over here we've got some shots going into these dragoons. That's going to hurt them. There's a cavalry charge into the other dragoon unit by Hussars de Valpenes. Again, pardon my pronunciation of that. And these dragoons did get a charge back on this other Cazadores unit, and they're going to do fine there, but they are getting shot at. Now these shots are hurting both units. The dragoons are going to straight up win that fight. They are a better unit, but then they are going to rout because they were taking fire. And over here, the dragoon unit will win as well. But that won't last too long unless he gets these dragoons out of there. And for the moment, they're just kind of hanging out. It looks like now they're going to charge over this way, probably into the forest over here. You can see still the only real engagement happening there. And now we do have a dragoon charge. It is going to hit this light infantry unit. The trees did slow it down, though, not very impactful. Most of the losses they've taken are actually not from the dragoons. And now those dragoons are going to try and push through. And what are they going for? They're going for a fusilier here. We'll see if these guys get into square. And it looks like they will not. So he is going to do a little bit of damage here. But this dragoon unit is pretty beat up, and they will probably lose this fight in the long run. Meanwhile, the skirmishing is still going on. Spain is kind of ignoring Britain's right at the moment and stretching out more towards the left. Britain is responding by sending 2 foot guards and the Coldstream Guard, so they are responding in force. These guys are going to start taking fire here, though, these Coldstream Guards. I believe they're in range, though. Yeah, there we go. So that right there is a pretty brutal volley. That was a very solid volley, actually. And these Coldstream Guards are not in range, so they're just going to be taking fire. And over here, Spain has the skirmish advantage, so they are going to back off. And now these foot guards are going to try to chase back, which is not something they really want to do, though. If Spain lets them catch them, you know, they can very easily overpower this flank, but as you can see, these light infantry are pulling back, which is exactly what they should be doing. So they're milking as many kills as they can from this. We've got still just straight skirmishing going on in the center. Again, Spain being benefited by the trees. And on the right here, they're not being fired at, but these stakes actually do provide a little bit of protection. Spain's now moving up some fusiliers, though. And Britain is bringing out these King's German Legion foot and the 88th foot. as long as a fensible unit, or as well as a fensible unit, my bad, to fight them off. Now, he is very kind of bricked up here, so we'll see how that works out. As you can see, this Fusilier in the trees got a good volley in on these fencibles, which, if you're going to lose a unit, this is an okay one to lose, but it's still not something you want to have taking unnecessary damage. These Coldstream Guards and the Foot Guards have fallen back. They don't want to stay in that skirmish fight where they are outranged and taking unnecessary losses. So Britain's falling back kind of to their original position. And here comes some hussars up the middle. We'll see where they charge. They are avoiding these stakes, which is definitely what they want to do. Taking a slight volley there, helped out by the trees. They've lost 5 men, lost 7, 8 men. And they are going to charge through. They actually managed to avoid those stakes and get right into these rifles. And that is no good for Britain. These guys should be going into square at this point, these Foot Guards. And yeah, these hussars are taking no damage. No incoming fire, so they are going to make short work of these rifles. On this flank, we've got some Fusilier pushing up. Again, they are outnumbered. They are fighting 4 units, and these King's German Legion Foot are no joke. Neither is the 88th Foot, but they are getting outflanked by Fusiliers here. Britain really needs to spread out their lines. And the General Staff is charging in now. These Foot Guards did not get into square. So this cavalry is actually making quite an impact. They're not going to be able to kill the Foot Guards, but that charge was very, very effective. It could have been stopped, but it was not. Over here, we've got a Lancer unit into the back of Coldstream Guards. One guy got really thrown. He's all the way over here. And even Coldstream Guards can't handle a charge in the back like that. Morale-wise, they're going to stabilize, but they are being shot from the front. Cavalry in the back. There are no squares anywhere. And it seems like these Foot Guards have decided that their only hope is to go straight forward in melee. And now we have a fight of it. Foot Guards, of course, will do decently well in melee, I guess, especially against Spanish Fusilier, but they are outnumbered. Their general just died, and yeah, their morale is just crumbling. Over here, he's still got some units, but looking at the whole battlefield, it does not look like it'll be enough to save them. There are still Walloon Guards completely unused moving up, and 2 fresh Fusilier. And these units here, you can see their morale is dropping with the death of the general and all those guard units. And it looks like they are going to go out in style as well. And here comes the British. You can see a cavalry charge going on there, throwing some guys. And the last stand of the 88th Foot as they are surrounded and fighting off the Spanish. Though, as you can see, the Spanish flag waving high here, and with good reason. It looks like it is going to be a solid Spanish victory. Although it'll be funny if this guy actually... Did he just die? Nah, he's getting back up. I was going to say, it would be very funny if I'm pointing out how strongly that flag is standing, and then the guy just gets run through by a bayonet right on the spot. But anyways, that there is the end of the first match. That was Proteus Valerius versus TaxL. Now, you will see both of them again. Like I said, there is double elimination. So TaxL will fight the loser of another match. Just so you guys know, some of these players in this tournament have played competitively before, but this was an open community tournament, and I will be doing more of these. So if you guys would like to join, go join my Steam subscriber group, and you'll see anything I do with tournaments there. I will do more ones open to the community, and then the winners of these I'm going to start putting in a different group, so then we can have some more competitive player tournaments, so you know it'll be higher tier than some of the straight community stuff. But I highly encourage everyone to get involved. You know, there's no stress to any of it. There's nothing on the line. It's just for fun, and it's a good way to maybe start playing competitively a little bit if you guys are interested in that kind of thing. But once again, congratulations to Proteus Valerius. But once again, thank you guys for watching. Good game to both players, and we will see both of them again for the time being.